Hello from Safonovo. This is a podcast, Pigeon of Peace, where we do discuss awesome skills of troubleshooters. Watch, listen, and check the description below for the details. Let's talk about preemption and let's start with the definition.
When we talk about troubleshooting, it's something when we have a problem and then we should solve it. But preemption is how to prevent it, and it is quite different approach. For example, you should make some pipes in your cottage. Then it's okay to say cottage. It's like
Cottage or house, country house.
okay. Country house, yes, correct. Thank you. Much better. Country house. Then you will ask for plumber, and he would come and connect them and put water in it. And then after several days, for example, you will have a leak, and you will ask him to come again and to make some correction. But if you could understand drawing, you will find, for example, that your plumber is using, I don't know how to say, прямой угол.
Straight angle.
Straight angle in tubes, but usually it is not recommended. Much better to use two angles for 45 degrees, because if you will have something like hair or I don't know, skin of the fish, it would go in the pipe and then all together with oil and something else would create so-called, I don't know how to say, пробка, cork, jam,
Yeah, probably jam, like a tube's jam, pipe
jam,
jam.
pipe jam, and then your water would stuck and will flow out. So to prevent something, you should understand much more than just wait and ask for specialist.
And I cannot ask this question because we're currently doing learning scenario analysis. So what kind of, I would say, mindset, what kind of thinking, besides of the knowledge, and we also touch on that areas, the person should have in order to actually be able to preempt certain things, even the things that might be not so possible.
I will give a just understandable example. For example, Maxim Golub, he is going to learn some subject or skills in School of Troubleshooters, and it would be like 100 or 200 skills. What would be the next? And we should preempt something. For example, Maxim have already studied all these skills, and then he will ask himself, okay, I know everything, and what should I do in my life? So we will make some publication, we will create some presentation to show outside of his company, outside of his circle. It's okay, circle
Circle.
of his circle to make him well known before he would ask. For example, when I was doing like this, I was never writing a resume. I was always was offering a job, and I was never asking addition to my salary. So everyone is going to say, okay, maybe we could lose him. Let's increase it. So you could do the same with all of pupils. By the way, with Maxim Golub, right now we are developing on scenario analysis skill. We develop so-called metrics where we would weight all our pupil in a special, I don't know how to say, pedestal,
Pedestal.
and then we will know who is better and what other people should do to be close to him.
And if we actually trying to think like how we can go from A to B, probably there might be like a different path or whatever. But sometimes we also might be thinking, okay, like maybe there is like an obstacle, and there is might be a probability of this obstacle to appear on our path. So if we try to, like maybe anticipate certain things, when we do preemptions, there is also should be a preparation. So how the preparation might potentially look like.
For example, you have a great idea and then you will create presentation and you will make a speech or pitch to the investors, to investors. What they will see? They will see maybe not relevant text, not relevant picture, and person which is hesitating, is it okay or not to go on. So we should know all the office programs to make our calculation, to make our presentation, to make our tech as clean as possible. Second, we need to be used to talk with camera and the mic in order to be much better than all the people who could make speech before or after us. Third, we should know how to behave. So we should know etiquette and some other stuff to be much higher. There is a saying which I love a lot. We should be the highest tree on the, let me remember, Поляна
On the mellow or in the forest.
in the forest. Okay.
And sometimes when we look into, like preparation, there is also might be like receiving part, whether it's, like our counterparty or partners, or sometimes it could be our enemies that actually appears on the road. So again, like when we're preparing ourselves, we also should be thinking probably from a different side, like what they think, what they do, what they might be, responding. So how I would say recognition process or maybe like a service intelligence process should go if we want to be effective at preemption.
It is much better not to shoot from the hip, but it is much better to know that everyone could be much wiser than you. And if you could ask or learn which kind of universities they finished, or maybe which book they wrote, and which publication or interview they were given. But anyway, if you will be assigned as a pope, you could be prepared ultimately. So never give yourself any excuses. You should do everything as clean as it possible. You should polish everything, and just sun which is going to rise should stop you. So never lose the night, never lose the minute.
Well, and sometimes when let's say we want to achieve something, it might be not only us, but it could be like a team, it could be partner or anything else. And sometimes people also may be having their flows, they might be late, they might be lazy, they just might be not really willing to, like put 100 effort. So again, probably it's a broad question, so I expect the broad answer, but sometimes we also might be should anticipate that there is even if we put like 100% effort from our side, the another friendly side did not put like enough. So how we should anticipate, preempt, and act on that?
You know, it's very similar to estafette. It's okay to say about competition, for example, on the stadium when several people run each after another with transferring of stick.
Or we
Estafette,
can
yes?
say pass the button too.
Pass the button. Okay. There is two strategies. First, you should be the first to make the speech, and then your colleagues will do the rest. Or maybe sometime you could put the people who is lazy or not such prepared as you at first, and you will make the finish. All strategies has their good and bad, and I prefer to make like wrapping or so-called sandwich. For example, I will start, then I will give word to some people and then I will finish. Or if I will see that some people which are listening presentation or speech, if they, for example, will go get boring or something like this, then I will intercept the speech and then I would help to some of my colleague. You could never rely on your colleague because, okay, you have some place where you could control, but on other orbits you have no control. For example, people have problem with their pets or maybe with their child or with loved one or maybe with relatives, so they eager to prepare but they have no chance in different conditions. You could be prepared for all of them. You know, it's very similar to, for example, when you go to theater on rehearsal and you will stand there or sit in the hall and see how artists without any decoration try to read the text, and some of them would give a hint to another who know text the better. This person would lead all of the troupe.
Well, I think this is actually truly teamwork when you really, like can exchange to each other and give each other a hand when needed. And probably a last part, or maybe like a different angle of it, it's more about resources because sometimes, like we might be not preparing to lose or, like have a change in our resources. And I probably will give an example. Recently, I tried to open the common bank account, and apparently my passport, according to KYC, which was done by bank accidentally, they considered it's broken. It's like ripped off, so that completely blocked everything. And but luckily, like I had like a couple of backup accounts, so I was able to restore fast. And for me, I would like to compare it, like maybe with the turbine of the airplane. Still, like you can keep flying. You probably could look for like a closest airport, but yet you keep flying. And again, like when we anticipate something is going to happen, when we want to preempt, we probably need to have, I would say, like a backpack with whatever resources. So what should be approach, like in the preparation, curating and storing all of the resources and put them away when needed?
When I give the lecture about startup or presentation, I always say the same. Always take the two flash drives, two notebooks, two, I don't know how to say, connectors, переходники.
USB connectors.
USB connectors and so on. Everything could happen. For example, you will speak from other people's techniques, or maybe there would be projector with another proportion of the sides, and sometimes it's happen. For example, if I will send to the conference leader my presentation, I would give in several formats: PPTX, PPTS, PDF, and so on. And maybe 2 or 3 months ago, I was given a lecture in a huge digital space, Moscow digital space, so-called, and there was a huge screen, something like 18 meters in long, and in weight like 12. I was like a small ant on the scene, and then suddenly I saw that some of my font looking not as fancy as I was predicted, because something happened with my presentation. Okay, I have no chance, and I should speak, but for sure it's a fault. If my life would depend on this, or if some people would rely on me in this presentation, it's a mistake. It's a terrible situation. So I was careless.
Well, sometimes yes, being careless is also maybe I would say, like you pay not that much for the lesson that you could use in the future. And then my last question will be how knowing about preemption could help to make this world a better place.
When you have, for example, your girlfriend or your spouse, sometimes you will see that she would angry, or he will make a scandal, and that's not the situation which created right now. There is accumulation of small or light signals which you prefer not to see, not to intercept. Then you could choose another behavior. If you just see something unusual, you could make scenario analysis, and you will understand what is going on. I will give you an example. When I was meeting my third wife, in some cases she suddenly would burst and make some angry words, and then I created a special table in Excel, and I was trying to predict when those days would happen, and then I was even hidden some envelopes with notes in it, and if she would burst, I would say, Ines, you should go there and you will find an envelope, please open it. And maybe she would think that it would be like a present for her, but suddenly it was like explanation. But according to my calculation, you will make a scandal today, and I don't know why, but it would be inevitable, неизбежный,
Inevitable.
inevitable. Thank you.
Well, make sure to get enough of those envelopes, whether they're like real digital or maybe even the mental ones. And we review the skill of preemption and how it could be helpful for you. Stay in peace.